kick.com. I don't know. But we're jamming today. Let me make sure I have my WoW keybinds going. I do, because I had raid last night. Instead of my editing ones. I did edit late last night, but I think I got all my editing done. Pre-raid. We have posted in the Discord. We are live. We need to get YouTube rocking and rolling. I don't have much time to do it. I kind of started a key immediately. Every time I say that, reminds me of Mean Girls. Alright, but we are getting YouTube chat pulled up, and then we're rocking and rolling. We are going left. We're left gamers with this group. Alright. Dude, I woke up today so late, because it's really stormy outside. Like, randomly, it's like a very groggy, like, muggy day. And it just, like, made it so hard for me to see. Like, my blinds didn't let any sunlight in today. Well, that's not one way to start a key. You hate to see that.
Your survival wasn't necessary.
Oh, the tank said they lagged. Okay, so we're probably gonna run it back. That's okay. That's okay. But you can probably tell, like, it's super dark in here, dude. I have, like, the most... I was out. I have the most bedheads ever had. So, like, my hair was super curly. I am very much overdue for a haircut, but it's just at this point we're going with it, man. We're going with it. Alright. So there we didn't lust. Tank said they lagged out, and that's why they died. I also went to cocoon the tank, like, last global right before he died, and it didn't register. The mage says, my bad, I didn't press bloodlust. That's okay. This is what the beta is for. We're chilling. You know, I do like this part of the beta where, like, it really is a fine test environment. I kind of wish that you could push your key up higher than a 15, like, through just natural, you know, clicking, you know. Would be fun if they pushed it all the way up to 20, but that's okay. Oh, man. Alright, Trolly Doo-Doo. I believe in you. So this is the build we're rocking right now. Same build from yesterday. We had a lot of success with it. Really liking 5-man Shaolins. I do like it in this dungeon, especially for the rock boss. Mist line's just very good steady throughput. As long as I stay on top of my renewing mist, it should get some steady value. We're going 2-minute Chi-Ji, because I feel like that's just the play. At least in my preference. Yeah, we need to pre-apply these hots. And I need to watch the tank dispel too. So, like, I kind of let it sit a little too long in the tank. He should have been fine, though. I ripped aggro. I hate this. What the heck? Okay, we're going to have to revival. That sucks a lot. Got to dispel the tank. Big yikes. See, that's why you don't want to dispel the tank. Because the moment you do, a magic debuff goes on someone else, and they die. Okay, we have Chi-Ji rocking and rolling. I feel like we can bounce back from this. This is definitely a much sloppier start, though. It's okay. It's a very hard pull to heal, and we just healed it. Other than us dying. Okay, honestly, I've seen worse first pulls of Pit. It'll be in what? Yo, what's up, Zarkin? How are you doing? How's the stream, brother? Hey, it's good so far, Rosa, but we were streaming on Monday. The stream was going fantastic. It was so much fun. We had so many people in here hanging out and vibing. And then the stream crashed. So far, none of that. We did just hit go live though, so. However, the thing is, like, at this point, you know, I've been streaming for long enough to where I can kind of tell what causes the stream crashes when it crashes. And I do think that I know what caused the stream crash last time I streamed, and I did, you know, do what it takes to fix it. However, you know, it could just be something else, and we'll find out, you know what I mean? But basically, you know, your computer has a graphics driver that you try to keep up to date. The problem with the newest up-to-date version of mine is that it did not work. How did I get aggro there? It did not work with the video editing software that I use. We need to unroot that guy. So the video editing software that I use, it was like, hey, either you revert back to the old, outdated version, or you just can't render a video. And you guys know I need to render some video, because that's what I do. So I had to revert back to the old one. But the problem is, when you have an outdated graphics driver, your streaming software will crash. So it's just a push and pull, you know what I mean? But we're fine. We're here today. I'm happy. I'm smiling. So no complaints here so far today. But I'm happy to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. Ooh. Ooh, the back-to-back. Okay, we're going to have to Chi-Ju this. Massive Chi-Ju. Okay, while I move around this puddle, I'm going to apply some enveloping mists. And we're smooth. Hey, yo, Red Patch, dude. How are you doing, Red Patch? Very nice to see you. Hopefully all is well. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But I know like WoW has slowed down significantly. Let's cocoon this guy. That way I can save my dispel if I need to. I can also have revival if I need it. Yeah, these pulls with all these debuffers, they do get kind of hairy. Like they get kind of tricky on how to heal them. The thing is, they get significantly easier if you are the one that gets the magic debuff, because then you can just diffuse magic it. Dude, how am I ripping aggro legitimately constantly? This is unreal. Hello? How, oh, so, wait, someone had aggroed this thing way back there. Oh my goodness. I know it wasn't me. So, oh, he has a new talent that's bugged, apparently. So the thing, also, Guardian Druid right now has Mistweaver syndrome, where Guardian Druid has a ton of bugs. I'm pretty sure they've been trying to fix them, but they just have not been successful in doing so. So Guardian Druid has, from what I've heard, is like a big mess. But the payoff is this damage. Look at that tank damage right now. And they are out damaging an Unholy DK. I haven't really been paying attention to the DPS meters, but Unholy pops off, man. Unholy pops off. So for them to out damage an Unholy DK is kind of wild. It could have just been that pool, and it could just be that the DK didn't want to pop rounds and stuff. But I want you guys to pay attention to that tank damage. It's kind of nutty. Kind of nutty. Yeah, I can definitely tell that the tank had DC'd that first time because his survivability is actually really good. Some of these pools really chunk the tank down, and he's chilling. He can basically just live off of my sustained healing with the occasional spot heal, which is very nice. You keep these renewing mists flowing though. I keep forgetting to apply them between packs. But this dungeon's really fun to heal because it's like some of the pools are pretty difficult, but I think personally, of all the bosses coming this next season, this one that we're going to first, I personally think is the hardest boss to heal because I just think some specific healer specs don't really have all the tools required to heal it. And I think that's like really fun, you know? How's Mistweaver feeling with the buffs here? Honestly, I love him. I was having a good time on Mistweaver before the buffs. But, you know, I did kind of question, we got a Tiger's Law set. I did kind of question, you know, like, oh, is it going to be, like, good? Is it going to be able to hold its own? But with the buffs, you can, I mean, like, there are some pools where, like, I don't have to sit there and just cast Shayloons after Shayloons after Shayloons to try to keep my head afloat. Instead, I can just do this and spin, and, like, I can punch and kick on, like, 3-target pools and stuff. Like, you can do your maintenance rotation and not have to stress so much, so, you get to hold your Shayloons for moments like that where you need the Shayloons. Whoa! Drop him down. Because before, like, your maintenance rotation, like, wouldn't heal quite as much as you would hope that it would. I wonder if just Pseudo Mist and Healing Elixir can get me out of this. Let's hit the tank with one of those. I'm gonna go ahead and Chi here, maybe. No, we have so many of these little ads that we're just leaving off of that I think we're okay. Plus the tank has a turbo shield on him, so we're chilling. Okay, now that those small ads are dead, we might have to watch out for a Chi. Actually, I have Conduit. We haven't pressed Conduit once. But yeah, I think Mistweaver is... I think they're sleeper good, and the only reason why you might not see as many Mistweavers as you should next season on the leaderboard is simply because the player base is smaller. So sad about the disc nerfs. Blizz hates it when healers are strong. Yeah, I mean it's been a minute since they've been nerfed, but like I wanted to highlight that in my video today. If you haven't seen it, I posted a video kind of talking over like, you know, why there are still some disc part of the video was there are still some disc priest logs that are at the top of the beta logs, and why we aren't talking about disc priest in the meta, and like just different topics like that were all included in that video. I kind of made it. It was definitely a yappy video for sure. Who does he have on him? He has the Warlock. It was definitely a yappy video, but I'm happy with it. I think a lot of people were really... I've gotten like one negative comment so far, but if I'm being real, the same guy has negatively commented on like many of my videos in the same way, just saying that I talk too much. Brother, I don't know what to tell you. Yo, is the Zabil Gonzo? I mean, it's as good as it was 2 weeks ago. There are still some people like forcing it and taking it into some high keys and having success, and you still can. Like I think Mistweaver as a whole is just good. I think Shayloons is really strong, and also Ancient Teachings did receive a buff. It's just he stood in that frontal. That's a yikes. It just simply is less strong than it was when it was bugged, you know. And it's just honestly it's the worst of the two Mistweaver builds. In terms of like how well-rounded it is, but like I said, like there are people who are still playing it regardless, and they're doing pretty well. Like I was surprised at how many Jade Empowerment builds were kind of still putting up fine numbers. But like when you look at that top, you know, 0.1% upper echelon of dungeons, it does start to fall off, especially when you look at the dates since it's been nerfed. You know what I mean? No changes in beta. I don't think so. I haven't really checked Wildhead this morning. There's a potential that there's some changes this morning, but I have no idea. I have not checked. Hi LBN, good luck on your runs and a good stream. Flussmonk, I saw your comment, and you know what? More power to you. So I'm thinking about having a second monk, and I might do like a push on both monks and play different builds. The problem is like this boss right here. This boss is really hard. It's constant raw damage. You'll see the ticking that just happens. And then there's also big slams to kind of like set you back. And then you have warlocks that just stand in the puddle. Come on now. Like there are fights like this where you don't have enough mana in the tank. It feels like, dude, come on, really? That's 2 puddles soaked. But you almost like don't have enough in the tank to heal it when you're playing like a Yulon build. Like, and by that I just mean mana wise, because you have to lean more heavily into Shayloons and like your hots and stuff, and that just costs a lot of mana. Let's go and revival that. My nose itches. But that being said, I mean it's people are still doing it. Like you can find ways to make it work. It's just I think a lot of people have come to the conclusion like, yeah, I know I'm making like a small concession and the healing that I'm doing and the damage that I'm doing especially, but I still want to do it, and I'm gonna have freaking success with it. And I say do that. We're gonna conduit here. I need a conduit at some point. I have many cooldowns on reserve, but I did just use revival, so it does kind of make me sus here about using 2 cooldowns that close together. I'm gonna cocoon that guy that still has the dot. Let me drink this mana tea. Okay.
We'll save for snack for later.
Yeah, I'm considering doing like 2 different monk pushes on 2 different characters. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do that. That's just like so much work. You know, like so much more game time playing. I can't even hit the boss and I pop Chi. What am I doing? Um, but I think that would be fun, you know. Okay, these last few seconds of GG, I need the spreads of enveloping mists. Very nice. Ooh, the tank was scaring me a bit, but he knew that we were killing the boss there. If your feet is weapons, feet reveal win. Also, please note, no, Ceiling Panic, you asked for it. You asked for it. Despite the meta, I'm hoping I can keep up with being a Resto Shaman. Oh yeah, you'll be fine. Look, the thing is, like, whenever it comes down to the meta discussion, a lot of times it only applies to people who, like, you know, ooh, goodness gracious. Like, people that, like, I don't know why I cocooned myself. I meant to cocoon the mage, but I don't know why Cocoon's been doing that lately. But it seems like it's only Cocoon. Every time you go to cocoon someone, it just cocoons yourself. And, like, that person was clearly in my line of sight. Woo! I don't even know what I was saying, but, like, yeah, I mean, for 99.9% of the players, like, the difference between, like, Resto Shaman and some other healer spec is, like, probably unnoticeable. Like, you'll have success as a Resto Shaman. Don't, like, I feel like so many people, that's kind of why I wanted to make that video, is, like, so many people put so much stock into these tier lists, and I think that's just, like, a, yeah, I got a refile, that's so much damage. I don't know, there's just, like, who actually is impacted by what specs are at the very top of the meta is a very small percentage of people. Like, sure, you probably would have an easier time as a Resto Druid and a +10, but where it really starts to come down to it, where you need those bonus fractions of a percent of extra healing, I think is the, like, the top end keys, you know what I mean? Oh, I haven't gone around that before. Interesting. Hey, I had that same reaction. Okay, this boss is kind of difficult, but I'd like to think, you know, I haven't really done this boss with the normal build in a minute. I can already tell you my movement's gonna be all over the place. Maybe I should just be spinning here until we kill those ads. That is a lot of AoE rot. It's a lot of damage, a lot of damage. Little ads are dying. Oh, he died though. Oh yeah, no kick. Hey, that's a you problem. I don't know what to tell you. If only I could. I mean, I have all these kick spells. Why can't I kick a cast? Take care of them. Buddy, you gotta run. Get out of dodge. Whoa! It's so much scarier doing this fight as a melee healer. Like, it's literally a jump scare. I'm, like, terrified to go in and hit the boss, but I need to. Okay, I do have conduit. There we go. Hey, we did it. We did have a death, and it was to a lack of a kick. Honestly, dude, I've seen so much worse pulls of that boss that we take that any day of the week. Any day of the week. Auto self-cast could be that you target a buff/debuff and can ignore the target bar then. I think that's what it is. Like, whenever I hover over a buff, that is so annoying about the new frames. Like, I kind of wish... Is there a way that you could turn that off? Because every time I go to heal someone, it's... like, it just, I don't know, it just acts like I'm healing that buff, you know what I mean? Yeah, what's up, Rich? I see you. I mean, I want to go for the 0.1% next season again. I missed it this season, but I feel this is still achievable without playing meta. I will be forced to, 100%. I mean, look, people get title as the 7th best healer spec, you know what I mean? Like, people will do that, so for you to play, like, the 2nd best, well, probably 3rd best build of one of the better healers, I think you'll be able to do it. Like, and also, I want to point out, you have no idea how much I am in your corner. I want to see you there. Like, I really want to see you do it, Fluffs. So, and I fully believe that you got this. Dang, I had that dot, and I was like, I'm so fine, and then a bolt hit me. Terrifying. But you got this, Fluffs. I fully believe. But like, I don't want to cocoon the tank. I did not mean to press that. Okay. All right, mini boss time. I think this group has what it takes. Oh, did I miss some small ads? Maybe. Okay, so we're skipping. Interesting. If I die, res me, says the tank. Yes, Captain. Let's go mount up. Is he gonna, like, meld it or something? Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta get very clear. He did die. Oh, God. He said bear is too slow, so I think he was trying to meld and like sprint past, but he couldn't. He almost made it though. He almost made it. Okay, that was my big Shayloons. We gotta sip up. Alright, today, look, we're starting off with a key just because we're gonna get into the action, we're gonna get some keys going. But today I really want to fix the things about my UI that are bothering me. So that's going to be the main focus outside of the gameplay. So if y'all are down for that, I think it's going to be a nice chill day. It's a nice gloomy, rainy day outside, days that I love. So we're just going to match the vibes with like a nice chill, have fun stream, just talk about things, you know, fixing UI and such. Because there's the small health bars of enemies that I really want to dive into Platinator and figure that out. Also, a lot of you guys are wanting my Dander's profile. There was like an hour of time where you guys could access it, but oh no, what? Oh, he's sitting a swirly. There was like an hour where you guys could access it, but then apparently Pastebin, the website that I posted it to, the import stream, flagged it as like they didn't want it on the website or something. I don't know, but they flagged it, so they took it down. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get that to you guys too. Yeah, today's gonna be a nice, fun one. Am I using Grid 2? No, I'm not. I'm using Dander's. I used to use Grid 2 though, Sombra. I used to, and I loved it back when I used it. But then I swapped from Grid 2 to Cell, and I just read Zarkin's message. I'm sorry, it's distracting. But I swapped to Cell, and ever since then, I'm like, I have raised my standards on what a what nameplate should do. Also, I meant to speed boost myself, but I was still targeting the freaking Warlock. That's so sad. Okay, I think we're caught up, and I didn't have to expend any resources. I do have Conduit. I might actually Conduit here just Just cause I need to just like sit Manatee and oh, it's so annoying. I still had the Warlock targeted. I was just trying to speed boost. So the one that we want to leave alone is that one over there because it's a single one. So I'm gonna go here. Nice tank. Whoa, Warlock. What are we doing? I would like to not sit in a Soothing Mist all fight. I'm being totally honest. Okay, we have Chi-Ji. We're chilling. Okay, I am going to Chi-Ji this one because we don't have Lust for it. We might have Lust for the next one. Also have Revival, which I might have to use here because the threat generation of a bear on pool seems very sus to me. We're going to have to Revival. Okay, big bad ad dead. That was definitely a sus one. I had the Chi-Ji and Revival, but honestly the Revival was just to combat the little threat dudes. Ooh, that Shaylun's chunked that guy. Their snap threat is very sus, yes, yes. And I knew it was, like, it has been for a long time, right? But it seems like even worse now. So for this next one, all I have is Conduit and Cocoon. Okay, I'm gonna go to this far one because it has piles next to it. And get to where I can heal the mage pretty soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread Envelop Mist, kind of like how we used to ramp. I would love it if this mage just didn't die. Let's spread Envelop Mist. And then we're going to Conduit into those Envelop Mists. The Envelop Mist did kind of fall off there. I kind of waited a bit, but we didn't really need the Conduit just yet. Okay, now I'm going to Cocoon someone. Let's Shaylun's and then drink Manatee. Okay, yeah, we clobbered this boss. This boss goes so differently when you have a group that actually knows how to soak those puddles. Very easy. Like, that was laughably easy. We're chilling. So, my guild posted, we're doing this thing where every season we kind of say, like, okay, who's coming back next year for Raid? Do you know what you're playing? Like, yada yada, like, all those things. So, we posted that spreadsheet. Now, everyone's filling it out, like, with their mains, their plans for the season. A lot of people are swapping. A lot of people are swapping mains. But what I was surprised is that there are multiple DPS players that want to heal next season. And I'm like, dude, hey, more power to you. Come over, join the dark side, right? But, man, like, some of our, like, crazy good DPS are swapping and stuff. I don't know.
Damn you, Arthas.
Okay, let me catch up on chat. I know I'm a bit behind. I apologize. But yeah, I think it is self-autocast. I'll have to look into that because I like self-autocast as a backup plan for some things, but not for others, you know. Glad you got the comment as what it was. Yeah, for sure. I knew it wasn't like a... I know some people read it the wrong way, but I knew what you meant. You were like, dude, it's kind of like... How I read your comment, Fluffs, was kind of like how Luffy... I don't know if you've ever watched One Piece, you know, like someone criticizes him, and it just like empowers him, like emboldens him to prove them wrong. And that's how I read it, and I thought it was really cool. Yeah, I liked it, and I believe the boss seems rough. I feel like it might be easier for 5-man. Yeah, I definitely have moved from single target Shayluns to 5-man in Pit because I like single target Shayluns for the heal absorbs in the beginning, especially if you're not running Way of the Crane. You kind of need it, but on that boss you need 5-man Shaylun. So I've kind of been like, look, if someone dies to the heal absorb, I'll just take the blame, but we can't lose people to the AoE rot boss, you know what I mean? Alright, let's queue up for a Mayasara. If we can. Well, let's see what groups are being offered. If these guys post another group, I'll queue up to it, but let's see. And as always, I can just start my own group if I need to. So Mayasara, they do have a monk, though. Here's another one. Survival Hunter. Apparently Survival Hunter is pretty hype next season. This coming season, I'm going to DPS, but keeping my Mistweaver up to date to heal and tank. Guild got too many healers, and I can do all three. You know, it's crazy. I thought my guild was going to be the only one going through this, but, you know, everyone's been saying, like, oh, healing's doomed because of the UI and stuff. But then here they are, all these DPS players wanting on the sweet healing action. Ah, it's crazy. But as Dance of Chi-Ji, 30 to 40% of your damage is from... Oh, not Dance of Chi-Ji. DOTC... Druid of the Claw, I'm guessing. If I just came up with the most random, I feel like that's right though, because that sounds like a druid thing. 30-40% of your damage is from Ravage, and 10 to 15 more from procs off that. Dang. But Ravage is one guaranteed on Gather, then proc is way diff for Snap Threat. Okay, interesting. Hey LVN, how's it going? It's going pretty well. How are you doing, Trev? Nice to see you here. Let's go ahead and let's fix up our key, because we need to start one. And while we queue up and wait on like tanks and whatnot, we can take a look at our Platinator. My bags. Where are my keys? Oh, it's a new week. It's literally Wednesday, so I have to buy another one. Okay. I was going crazy, dude. I spent so much time like organizing last week, and then going crazy here, man. I guess we also get a 12, because if 15s don't fire, 12s fire, so it's... But we're going 15s. Let's go Mayasara. Mayasara, I will admit, I think Mayasara and Seat are like my least practiced dungeons. So that is why I need to get into those. Where is it? Right here. Right in front of my face. So, yeah. Need some reps on my Asara for sure. I will be sloppy here. But let's jam it. There's no time like the present. Let's do... We'll just put competitive. I wonder how the DPS wanting to switch is going to work when we already have 4 dedicated healers, assuming Shamrock is playing. Nick... You might want to be seated for this. Okay, anyways. When I logged in yesterday, it said there was a change to the talent tree. Have you noticed anything crazy changed from that? No, so yeah, I did the same thing. I logged in for Raid last night. I assume you're talking about pre-patch, because I didn't get that notification on live. But I got that notification on pre-patch, and it was specifically on my monk tree. I don't remember reading anything changing about our monk tree. I don't know. I don't think they changed something. They might have. I even like sat down and like between pools last night, I read through all of these towns. I was like, what changed? I could not find it for the life of me. Oh, that's what it was. They took a point off of our bottom tier. That's what it was. Thank you, Fluffs. Because I remember I knew that. And then it completely escaped me. So yeah, you can no longer have like as many bottom tier points. You need one more in the middle tier. You know what I mean? So like they basically nerfed our clash tree. So like for example, I used to be able to kind of do this same build, but instead of having like what the heck is this? Oh, that's the fuse magic. Okay, sorry, brain small. I would like get rid of quick footed, but have Fatal Touch. You know, like I would have one more point to spend down here. What would I spend it on? I think it was Fatal Touch, right? Touch Death. Healing, no. Windwalking, maybe. You know what? I feel like Windwalking is like good in some dungeons. Like where you have to like walk a ton. Hey, this is the same tank from last time. Let's go. But yeah. You basically, our clash tree was nerfed is what I think it was. Where was this? Dude, okay, I've been having some fun with Crashing Momentum. What dungeon was it? It was Gambit last season where I was like, yeah, let me just try out Crashing Momentum. No, what it was Tazavesh hard mode last season. We were really struggling on Captain Hooktail. So we needed more ways to CC ads. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll go Crashing Momentum. I was rolling through those puppies left and right, slowing the mess out of them. It felt so good. So I don't know. Like, it's a pet talent, but I think it's just so fun to mess around with. And like sometimes you'll forget that you have it, and then you'll roll through something. It'll just be turbo slowed for a few seconds. You're like, whoa, okay, here we go. I would say absolutely 12 to 13s. You can play any spec if you play decently. Oh, 1000%. They changed it to need one more point to reach the bottom. Yes, but since we got more points with 90 from 87, we should come back to it. You had to cut wind walking on pre-patch right now. Yeah. The thing is, like, about... should I be taking these people that have these deserters? Because getting a deserter on one hand, it's very easy to accidentally get a deserter on beta, because sometimes it'll kick you from a dungeon and still give you the deserter penalty. It's like I try to, like, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt, but also a lot of people take this as like, oh, I can get a deserter. Like, I don't care, you know. Hooktail is the best. Yeah, I know. There's nothing more satisfying than like alley-ooping the little ads in where you like rop them into the frontal. It's so fun to knock stuff into the breath. Also helps the tank a lot, but who cares? It's so fun. Yeah, it's so nice. Let's see. Despite the meta, I'm hoping I can keep up being a restoration. Yeah, you'll be 1000% okay. If you're trying to hit 3k IO or just doing plus 12s, plus 13s, is any spec viable? Yeah. I believe, like, if you were to play the worst spec in the game, there's always still a way. You could literally make anything work. Unless you're like a tank. If the worst tank in the world was like so bad, maybe you would just fall over. But like, I'm pretty sure you could like heal a dungeon, take like a Shadow Priest, a Prop Paladin, a Ret Paladin, like take all these other little off-healy specs, and they probably could carry you to 3k. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a way. You can find a way. But, you know, I obviously don't recommend that. This guy says they can bring an AUG. I mean, do what you want, buddy. Am I using Grid 2? No. So we're using Danders. Did Danders ever come back with a response? He did. Actually, I can pull it up right here. He basically said it's out of his hands. That's one of the things that Blizzard has kind of like randomly cracked down on. So let me read this. So this is from Danders. I basically said, hey, maybe we are missing something, but me and a few others are having a hard time seeing the Dispel overlay, specifically on boss fights. Danders says, it's probably due to private auras. It's a change Blizzard made, so any boss debuff don't show up as Dispel overlays anymore. There is a section in the add-on called Boss Debuffs. That section shows all the private aura debuffs. Okay, so boss debuffs. So this shows all the private aura ones. I'm guessing there's like a list of them somewhere. How do we do this? Enable boss debuffs. I have it. Anchor to the left. Maybe we want to anchor like. Maybe we just want to make it huge. Show debug overlay maybe? Okay. This adds a click casting overlay over private aura icons. The overlay exists even when no private other auras will display underneath. That is totally not even... I don't know what that means, but we might... Maybe we just like crank up the width and height of the icon. Just make it big, you know? That's probably gonna come back to bite me. Dispel overlay. Hold on. Yeah, that was his response. He says, then he gave me like a little personal note. He says, to be honest, it's a horrible change Blizzard's done. If you can encourage anyone you can to take to the forums and complain, I really wish they would change it back, and I agree. So definitely take that about not allowing that, because that makes healers' lives so randomly hard. Do I toggle this on? Is this what we're looking for? I don't think it is. Alright. Yeah, that was from Danders. That's super weird. Yeah, it is very weird. I don't know why this is like... Why is this something they choose to, like, care about? You know what I mean? Like, why are they taking this away? But whatever. You know what? I've had faith this far, and we've made it, so here we are. Let's see. Hooktail is the... Oh, at least on beta. I think full melee or ranged... My light just came on. It's the remotes. It's the neighbors with the remotes. I think full melee or full ranged pre-made comp is harder than one spec is bad type of thing. Yeah, I think... you know, I made a video about Totemic Shaman. Because, like, I did expect Totemic Shaman to start being the Shaman of play when they added back Tidal Waves, took out Whispering Waves. But apparently Farseer's still putting up numbers, right? But someone commented, like, dude, you played a Totemic key with all range? Like, that's brave. I didn't even notice, but yeah, I think there's some specs that favor all ranged, all melee for sure. No, I fully agree, Rish. I think it's like almost random what debuffs you can't see and what debuffs you can see, you know. By the way, is it just me, or do paladins feel weirdly spiky? Like DH, so you're probably referring to paladin tanks. Like DHs previously, they're invincible for 90% of the time, but then suddenly dip to 10% out of nowhere. They're very reliant on their cooldowns from what I've seen. I know Prop Paladin's really good right now. Just curious if others notice it. They're really good in most scenarios, but what I've noticed is that they really struggle versus dots, like heavy dots on them. So like I think Prop Paladins are better at surviving or sustaining a big smack than they are like from a big smack from a boss, than if the boss puts like a big bleed on them or something, or an ad puts a big bleed. So like I'll find myself having to like soothing mist them more often during moments where they have like some big disease or something on them. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're definitely like more glass cannon of a tank. They do like this amount of damage, right? They do so much damage, but you do the payoff, or like the trade-off, is that you might have to swap and heal them a little bit more. What are we getting pinged for? I don't know, man. We're just gonna ready check. Okay, so Mysar Caverns. I need reps in this dungeon. I need reps in here. So if we slop it up, just close your eyes. But yeah, I definitely agree, Rish. It feels inconsistent for sure. All right, dude, this druid did so much damage though. That's insane. That is literally, he was up there with DPS. Granted, some DPS were up there a little higher, and I think the warlock kept dying and ripping aggro in his cooldown. So I do think, with how much damage this tank was doing, you would think their threat gen would be a little higher, but it's not. CD10, let's blast. I think Mysar Caverns has like some of my favorite aesthetics of this season. It kind of gives like, imagine if Ataldazar was like abandoned for 2,000 years and just left to like, I don't know, the people that now inhabit it, right? But it kind of gives that vibe of like it has like secondary growth, and like we're coming back to find it again, which is kind of cool because it is a returning dungeon. Okay, let's go ahead and Thunder Focus. See, that way we turn on our buff. I'm going with Verse here. We have Rend and Gore. Yeah, this is just super chill. Deafening Roar. We just nuked the Mammoth before it even got a roar off. That's crazy. Got Rain of Toads. People are standing in it. Come on now. What are we doing? I said I was going to fix my plate in it. Wait, can I loot something here? I'll do it. No, it's just the captive.
Another widow bag. Another bag of coin for Murujin.
Yeah, I love this dungeon. One of my favorite dungeons that I've ever played in was The Other Side. And it just, I don't know, maybe it's just the voice acting, but it gives me The Other Side vibes, right? But man, I really hope they go back to The Other Side. When they announced they were going back to Mistweaver or Scythe, I was happy. But I was like, man, they were so close. You could have just taken us back to The Other Side. Like, just go like a little bit that way. We're almost there. so far, very chill. This boss gets like scary when you get to the bosses. I'm like, maybe it's just me, but I am still terrified and traumatized of the second boss in this dungeon. The second boss is no joke, man. Okay, I might have to Chi-Ji this fool. I honestly have never done this fool. My groups usually go left, so it's very cool going right. We're gonna have to cocoon the mage. I'm gonna go ahead and stun here, just give the tank a little bit more time to generate threat, I guess. Yeah, because I see the mage has some aggro. We're gonna boot them off the mage. I'm trying, buddy. I am trying. We got this guy over here. Yeah, there we go. Good grip. Okay, so we cocooned, stunned, and rocked. We helped the mage get out of that, because I saw those guys just running at him. Yeah, you can see like every time he throws spear and it like chunks the health bar down, my next like blackout kick or rising sun kick will fully top that person, and I feel like that just wasn't happening before. Even though it doesn't seem like they buffed Ancient Teachings a ton or J-Fire Teachings a ton, they did. Like it adds up a lot. Like it really does.
Stealing my kill? Who be letting Alazi's little kittens go?
Little kittens? What? Okay, that's weird. I was just reading my MooBot notification, like, someone's promoted their YouTube channel? I mean, like, hey, more power to you. Whoa, tank. More power to you, but what the heck? That's random. Nope, it's my MooBot. But I see you chatting, Fluff, so I'll get to it, I promise. Just gonna boot that guy back in. We're gonna stun him here, too. I need to cocoon the tank, but... Or not cocoon, envelop him as the tank. Also do have, Thunder Folks need for an envelop mist to reapply it. Actually, we don't need to, so we're gonna chill on that. I just think it is funny to see how little damage healers do, and I openly admit I love it. See, I want us to be able, like, to have the potential to crank. I feel like every healer should have a talent choice where you can decide, do I want to take this talent that gives me like a lot of healing, like a main healing button, or do I want to take this one talent that just turbo cranks my damage but sacrifices my healing? I think that's a fun way to do it. Like, you can either risk it and, you know, do a lot more damage, or you can, you know, take this one that gives you big healing. Like, imagine if you had a choice node between like Shayloon's gift or a kick that just did a lot of damage, you know what I mean? I feel like that'd be fun. Alright, so I think we're good now. This tank has some unique routes, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they're not so unique. Maybe I'm just cooked. I might... Yeah, I'm gonna cocoon the tank there for sure. He had nothing rolling. Hey, scratch my nose. So I'm gonna channel conduit. So I can do that. Maybe someone pulled back there. Oh, he's just saying watch out for the mammoth. Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, I'm fine with healers doing like no damage. I feel like what bothers me, it's not even that I'm fine at this point, I'm just coping. But what really annoys me is when there's a season where they're like, oh, we're trying to buff healer damage. We want healers to feel like they're doing more of an impact. But then they like, it still feels bad, you know what I mean? Whereas I either like where we stop kidding ourselves and say like, hey, just this season y'all are gonna focus on healing and deal with it, right? Which, like, sure, that's not everyone's cup of tea, but at least it, you know, at least it makes sense. Either that, or when they're like, hey, like, you pop Vesper Totem, you do DPS levels of DPS, right? Or put down Ashen Hollow, you will nuke the entire pack, you know? Like, I like seasons like that, where you can do that. And also, one thing that I really like is when it's not just, like, a healer by healer, like, oh, you know, Resto Shaman's doing so much damage this season, or when you cat leave, you can do so much damage. That's fun and all, but that's not my favorite type of healing. What I really like is when every healer has access to like a trinket, like a filthy DPS trinket. That's what I'm talking about. Like Resonant Reservoir, oh man. That was a trinket and a half. They need to bring that puppy back. Thing was sick. Okay, like I said, the bosses in this dungeon, I need more repetition. Okay, find a way I have Thunder Focus Tea. I'm going to use Thunder Focus Tea here in a second. I'm going to let us ride down a little bit. Okay, we are destroying these bosses. Maybe I should swap here. No way. That is not real. I was kind of trolling there, but I also don't think that it was me. Whoa, mage. I couldn't reach there, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I am going to Chibi here for sure. Since I'm running 2-minute Chibi, it lasts the full cooldown cycle. Gotta run, buddy. There we go. Yeah, we destroyed the bird. I feel like it was the mage, because the mage is still second in DPS. The mage was cranking into the bird, dude. But, like, obviously I would prefer healers did more damage, right? I just think that there's different ways that they could accomplish that. And some of those ways are more, like, appealing to me personally than others. Like, I love big damage moments. Sure, it's fun to look back at the overall damage in a dungeon and be like, wow, I did a nice amount of damage. But what's even more fun is pressing a button and seeing just, like, giant yellow numbers pop up on your screen. Like, big crackling jade lightnings was very satisfying. Yeah, I don't know if the mage just missed the trap or if he didn't stand in it. I'm not sure how he died over there. I mean, obviously I could have, like, ran over and probably topped him up, but he was so far out of my range. Don't worry, playing's greater than healing. I don't know how people read healing. I couldn't. There are some packs where, like, once I get more confidence with them, I can just, like, literally stare at my chat and stuff, but we are not there yet in my Star Caverns, to be honest. Especially this little hallway coming up. Yeah, apparently you can spell steal, like, this really powerful spell in this hallway. I've heard some mages be told to do that. I don't really know what it is. I honestly don't even know what spell steal is. There's a lust. I wonder if we're gonna pull even more here. So I can basically just spin through this and be fine. What is killing the mage? Oh, I butt pulled. I saw it last second. I'm so sorry. It's okay, we're lusted though. Don't worry, I got it. Oh, Warlock, come on now. I swear today we're seeing a lot more of, like, people just standing in the bad stuff, and it's like, it's very obviously bad stuff, right? Don't sacrifice my friend. Alright, we're living.
How many of my people have died here?
I don't know what spell steal does. I really don't. Is he talking about the shield? Yeah, I guess he is talking about the shield. I guess it, like, purges, maybe? Very cool. Those little skirmishers are dead now. That's insane. hate mechanics like that. I think they're just boring. And, I'll be honest, I've died to a couple of those mechanics from time to time. Where I just like don't notice the giant shield on my face and just send a full crackle into it and just die to it. Alright, this next boss is legitimately a pug killer. It's also really hard to fuel. So, I'm just gonna spin here because we're probably gonna be stealing these shields. They pop for damage when they pop. We just need steady AoE going out. Oh, we need more steady. I don't want a revival. We have one more to pop. Very nice. I could have conduited it there earlier, but it's whatever. I love it. It feels less bad wasting a GCD on a safety heal or not. I mean, yeah, very, very fair. Very fair. And that's kind of why I'm, like, okay with it. I know it's like a... It is a hot take to say, like, I'm fine with healers doing less damage. I get it. It's a hot take. But honestly, like, having played it, when you have to stop and challenge your party, it feels like you're not, like, inting the key to do so, you know? Try to get some last second enveloping mist off there in that cheesy. Ooh, nice kicks. I'm spinning because I'm out of range of punch and kick. I'm afraid to roll if I'm being honest.
It's too far away.
Here I only really have revival, and I hate to use revival right before a big boss fight. Because this boss fight's terrifying, I want to be able to have access to all of my cooldowns at least once in the boss fight, and I'm afraid that if... Oh, are we like skipping around, or did someone get knocked off? I feel like the thing got knocked, right? Or did he purposefully go down there? This feels chaotic.
I'm gonna release all the souls I can find.
Ooh, more kicks. Ooh. It's a lot of damage. Oh, that's me. Alright, scary boss time. The thing is, like, I'm personally more afraid of this boss than I am the final boss of this dungeon. Katoon, that's the tank. I actually don't think he needed it there. But I'd rather, you know, press it than regret not pressing it. But I was so far out of range that whole time. So here I just need to really be careful of the frontal. I feel like I'm always so focused on not walking into little ghosts of people that I always get hit by the frontal. Like, I just, like, my brain, I have 3 working brain cells. One of them is working my mouse hand, one of them is working my keyboard hand, and the other one is, like, focused on a single mechanic. I can't focus on 2 mechanics. Okay, I'm gonna chibi this. I know it sucks popping chibi right before this boss, but I have everything else to kind of bridge the gap at the start of this boss pool, and these, we were kind of taking a smack there. Get some enveloping this around, especially on the tank. We're about to pop for some damage on those shields. Well, I guess it's just like 1 or 2 skirmishers here. So yeah, that was nothing. Maybe I did not need a chibi. Now we're left with these little packs. Have you ever played... so I did play Fellowship, Pocket. I played Fellowship. I didn't play Sylvie, though. I played the dude that had, like, the echoes, and he was, like, a paladin priest. The other healer. I really liked him, and I knew I would have liked Sylvie. It's just when I played Fellowship, she was, like, really strong, and I don't know, something about playing like the less strong of the two kind of made me more excited. Okay, this boss, I hate it. I really hate this boss. There's the frontal, watch out. Sorry, I'm gonna get quiet here, guys. This boss is... it's a lot. It really is a lot. This group does know what's going on, though, so that is always very nice. Okay, we got our Spirit Font going. There's one. Revival this double. Oh, Warlock. Watch out, buddy. Oh, Warlock. Okay, I did not need a revival, which is really good. Okay, for this next set of ads, I'm gonna Chi-Ji. Still sitting on revival. I might cocoon this mage instead of having to full heal him. But no, we'll just envelop this him and hope it's enough. Oh, I lagged there. Uh-oh. Don't like that. Watch the frontal. Oh, someone got hit. Big shout out to B-Res. Love to see it. We might be able to just rush boss here, right? I don't know, but I'm getting some Chi-Ji Velphimus around regardless. Very nice. Okay. Okay, single death. Love to see it. Dude, we have so much time, too. Sorry, too much ping. No worries, sir. No worries. Okay, there's a big, scary pack. Oh, boy. Slow down on the spell steal. Okay, we're fine now. I'm back. You can spell steal away, good sir. I'm gonna diffuse magic this away. Just that I also have a dot rolling, or a defensive rolling. Those skirmishers are popping, that's fine. Woo! That frontal, it hurts. Yeah, we are very overcount, it looks like. But hey, there are worse things to be. I might have to cocoon myself here. Or you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to revival here in a second. As these skirmishers are popping, I'm going to revival. Especially because there's a dot out. We also just got hit by the Screech. Whoa! I was global locked, but we're good. Alright, I know I am very behind on chats, guys. I apologize. Just trying to focus up and finish out this key strong. And then I promise I will go back through and catch up on chats. We got 12 minutes, so that is a lot.
What have you done?
Be careful. He seems powerful and unstable.
Be careful, he seems powerful and unstable. Oh my gosh, we destroyed him. Didn't even need a Chi-Ji, but I'm glad I did. Nice. Good drops. I thought I was the first one. I'm trolling. It honestly didn't work out that bad. I literally thought I was the first one. Oops. Ooh. Exactly. Oh. Good grip, good grip. I can rock. Very nice.
It's too far away.
We're not lusting. Maybe, right? Should we lust this, or do we lust after this? Does he take for increased damage here or something? Or like we do increased damage? I don't know. I definitely think we were supposed to lust. It didn't matter, but definitely do think you were supposed to lust that. Easy
With the
breezy.
creature dead and the vile branch gone, we with the bark all be sleeping a little safer. For now.
My DPS meters are so
We will
so
always be
wacky
looking
right
over
now.
our shoulders at
The
vile
punch kick
branch.
monk, yes sir.
Come back with me.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I had an idea for Master of Harmony to try to make it playable again. The thing is, it is playable. It is playable. Do monk bugs still exist? Oh, in spades. The thing is, they've hit like the big ones, the ones that like really impact our testing experience and stuff. I'm just gonna hearth out. I don't have time for that. They've hit like the big ones, but there still is. I'm sure you could like type in like Mistweaver monk beta midnight bugs and you'd find like a list or something. I don't even know, but there are some. You ever play Fellowship? Sylvia's a healer that had damage like you described. You could save up mushrooms, then every few pulls you could unload them for huge. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was like a cool damage element. That is really cool though, Pocket. They should remove the damage aspect of it and increase the healing hot and add the healing portion to your damage abilities. It would be the punch kick monk. I see. That would be interesting. I think it would be pretty cool to like imagine this. Instead of rushing wind kick, hear me out. Imagine a world where there's Jade Fire teachings that just giga buffs the healing that your ancient teachings does, or there's like some other talent that's like, I don't even know what it would be named, but how it would read is like your ancient teachings transfers an additional like 130%, so it's half as strong healing as Jade Fire teachings, but it also transfers 130% of the healing, the damage as additional damage. So it's just like bang bang, like you're getting extra hits of damage. Anyways, if we're honest, there's if there is a damage talent and a DPS one, it isn't a choice talent for Mythic Plus. Yeah, true, big true, and it should be. I think it should be. The worst is the discrepancy between healers. Yeah, like when one healer just does so much damage that it's like, why would you play another healer? What other 15s does this character need? I mean, these guys are wanting to do some other ones. Like, they're wanting to go back to Skyreach and Academy. I kind of just want to get all 15 so I can move on to another healer. I need Seat, Windrunner, and Nexus Point. Yeah, the DK is logging off. I'm also going to dip as well. That was a very good group, though. Okay, we have a 17 Nexus Point Zenus. YOLO. I say we try it. We just slam it. Any thoughts on Mistweaver Raid yet? So I really like Shayloons in Raid. I feel like as you push up into higher guilds and like better guilds where your other healers are better, you can get some really good value out of like instantly snapping a bunch of healing with your Shayloons. Like if you also Brutal raided with a party of 17. I am so sorry. I was so focused on the key, dude. I didn't even notice, dude. How are you doing? I appreciate you so much. Brutal, how are you doing today? Hopefully the stream went well. Also, let's see. Rookie says, hello, is the Heal Monk your main class? Yes. Mistweaver Monk is my main. Mistweaver Monk is my main. I do play like a lot of other things, but for the most part it's Mistweaver Monk. I was responding to something. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? Ah, dude, Brutal, you are the GOAT. I appreciate you so much, dude. Our mana is looking a lot better in raids than it was before. And that allows us to just like really lean into those big Shayloons. Or what I was saying is like you still can play Vivify. I think a lot of people are playing Vivify as well in all the raid testing. The problem is that there's been so many different like broken versions of Mistweaver on the beta that it's hard to like really look at what's being successful because there's, for example, there was a Way of the Crane like bug for a week or something that made like Way of the Crane like randomly heal a lot. And I'm pretty sure this is how it works. And actually, don't quote me on that. There was just a bug with Way of the Crane. That's all I know. And there was this one boss where someone took the bugged Way of the Crane into that boss and just cranked healing. So then everyone's like, oh, Mistweaver's broken. But really, it's not. It's this one like bug thing. I don't know. It's just hard to kind of tell. But bottom line is, Mistweaver's going to be strong in raid. I don't know if it's going to be the strongest throughput healer, but it's going to be doing a lot of throughput, and that's what you want from a Mistweaver, right? And it fulfills a monk role, which I know a lot of guilds are going to have some fresh brewmasters swapping this season. So that does suck, but it'll be fine. We will be a-okay. Quick question, what is your party frame UI? Default is not working for me and Cell's still not back. So I'm currently using Dander's. It's good for what it can do. It's very good for what it can do. It's also aesthetic, which I like. But Danders. The guy that makes it, Danders himself, is very chill. Like the person a lot. So, love that. Also, Josh Ball. What is good, Josh? How are you doing today? Am I allowed to link a website tracking all current and past Mistweaver bugs or links taboo? I think on Twitch I have it turned off because we have been bitten by that before. But I think I know the one you're talking about. I mean, it's like there is a site that has like a list of the bugs that I know. There might be 2 up now, I think. But yeah, there's people that have an active list, like a living list of the bugs, and it is still full. The thing is, like I said, they've kind of touched on the big ones, like the ones that are like game breaking or at least testing breaking. This says Harney or Wanted. What does that mean? Oh, he's just in a guild called Wanted. Okay. Right? What does that mean? Or is he just saying he wants someone who plays Harnier? That's why I'm asking. No worries. No, I appreciate you so much, Fluff. But what about you, Rookie 019? How about you? What do you play? We are waiting to get into this key. We just +2 to Mysar Caverns, which I really do think Mysar Caverns is one of the harder keys. But now we're going to see if we can put together a group. We just need a tank that wants to try a 17. The thing is that it's Nexus Point Zenos. How do y'all say these freaking things? The thing is, like, a lot of these dungeons are returning dungeons. So, like, a lot of you might have played these dungeons before. I have not. I have never seen any of these dungeons before. And it's funny because I got a comment one day that I was talking in a video like, oh, this dungeon's so cool. It was Pit of Saran. Which also, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But I was doing a pit, and I was like, dude, this dungeon's so cool. Like, I love the aesthetic, all the stuff. I was like, this is so cool. And someone commented, like, dude, why are you acting like this is a new dungeon? Like, this has been in the game since we played it back in Wrath. Like, stop acting. I was like, dude, I literally started in Shadowlands. Like, calm down. I did not play this. So I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the new ones, right? Nexus Point Zenus. Is it Zenus? No, that sounds kind of... That's a little too close. I'm going to say Nexus Point Zenos. Is it Zenos? I don't know. How are other people saying it? I feel like I exist in this bubble. And I have no idea. I have no idea what other people say. Torn between Rusted Druid or Mistweaver Monk. Normally main Monk, but might switch for a change. Honestly, do it. The thing about Midnight is that a lot of people are going to be doing these quick pivots. I think since so much is new, a lot of people are going to come into it thinking like, I'm still torn between two specs. They're going to kind of be pushing both at the same time and then make their choice like a week into the patch. I would recommend doing that. If you're still at this point, still have not been convinced by either of them, honestly, have them both ready to go. Week 1 of midnight. Give them each like half of the first week, and see which one you're enjoying more. Like, base it off of your enjoyment, not what anyone else says. Because both healers are going to do great next season. Whether one sees better results or the others, that's a top 0.1% thing, I think. But I don't. Those two options, I don't think either of them's wrong, if I'm being honest. It's one of the new ones, yes. Okay, so I think, yeah, the new ones are... Oh, God. Okay, Nexus Point... I'm forgetting all the dungeons. Isn't Magister's a new one? Windrunner Spire. Oh boy. Not Algathar, not Pit, not... What else is there? I'm pretty sure Mysar is returning, right? Maybe it's Mysar. I have no idea. I have no clue. Oh, Seat's an old one. Because I remember I was like commenting on it as if it were new because it has a new aesthetic. The thing is, it's just an old dungeon. It just looks new. You have, I think, 2 weeks before Mythic comes out, so you got time to test. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's look at the schedule really quick. Well, actually, no. ADHD, be gone. We need to look into Platinator because it is driving me actually insane. So how do I even pull up Platinator? I have it. Okay, I was about to say, wait, what? I don't see it. How do I open Platinator? I'm just gonna type it. /Platinator. First try. Okay. So what I need to fix is, you guys have probably noticed if you've watched the dungeons, I'll be fighting this pack, and all the big elites have normal health bars. But then any of the tiny little minions that run up and join us, they have the smallest health bars that we need to fix. Because whenever I accidentally target one of those guys, I can't find my cursor because my little thing is so small next to their thing. But the thing is, I haven't dealt with Platinator since like the first week of beta. So how on earth do you even fix that? Simplified nameplates. Minion or minor? I'm just gonna uncheck all those. I feel like that's what it was. Is whenever there was like a little minor or a minion, it would come up with the smallest simplified nameplate. So yeah, we definitely need to /plate. Okay, thank you so much. Now we know we have Chander Pal coming in here. Let's do this, Chander Pal. List I've seen contains 38 bugs at the moment for Mistweaver. Yeah, like I said, there is a hefty list of bugs still in the game. The thing is, like, some of them are like multiple bugs stacked on top of each other for like specific talents, right? Like, I know there are some talents that have multiple bugs, but like, also some of the bugs are just like problems in how the words are in their tooltip, right? Which I personally don't count that as a bug. At least one of the lists that I've seen had those listed. And I personally don't, but I get why you would. It's something that needs to be fixed, right?
Hey, how
Okay.
you doing?
We are going to Nexus Point. Hey, how many of you guys have seen my I had a short at the beginning of beta where we were in this dungeon, and there's these little tripwires, these little laser beams that if you walk into them, it'll do a bunch of damage to you and knock you back. And so we had this balance druid that he walked into it, it does damage to him, he gets knocked back, and he starts casting again, his little wraths, he's looking like a chicken. And then he just like waddles up to it, gets knocked back, takes like half his health, starts casting again, and then does it again a third time, and then a fourth time. Dude, come on, you're killing me. We need to promote this guy to leader, apparently. I appreciate you, Robin Owen. Thank you so much. I did not know. when beta first dropped and like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, how are add-ons gonna be?" And I I tried out a bunch of different ones one day on stream, and one of those was Platinator. And then there was a reason why I swapped off of it, and I think they fixed that reason, so now I'm back on it, but I just haven't set up a profile. So yeah, we're kind of just like winging it with what it gives us. However it's said, I know what it might get called now. Yeah, I know, right? I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have pointed that out. What's up, Gawain? Good to see you. How are you doing today? I mean, the issue is that swapping mains is so rough. It is. It definitely is. But at the beginning of the season, if you give some time to both specs, like I feel like a lot of people like don't play beta and rely on streamers and other people's conversations and what they think of a spec to make their main, and that's fine. Like a lot of people don't want to pay to get into the beta or don't want to do the steps to get into the beta, you know, and that's fine. But if you're gonna do that, I do think like at least taking that first week to kind of be like your trial of both, I think that's fine. Are the friendly nameplates played near? I don't think so. I think these are you can turn these on and off in options. Let's see. I'm gonna type in friendly. It might come up. So yeah, nameplates, friendly player nameplates is what this is. So you can toggle this on in base options if you like this, Giacomo. I like doing this because sometimes it's nice. Like earlier, we were in a dungeon, Pit of Saran, and there's this little eagle that like picks you up and lifts you, and you can break. It's basically a root. If you break the root, they get out of it. And sometimes, like, yeah, you can look at the health bars, but in that pack, there's a lot of debuffs being applied to health bars. So for me, it's just easier to look at the eagle. It's freaking my key. What am I doing? I am so sorry. How am I too far away? But it's just easier to, like, look at the eagle. Sorry. Count down again. Oh, well. No, he wasted his pot. I'm so sorry. You'll be fine, though. Avatar Academy, Pit, Seat, and Skyreach. Yeah, okay. Because I did the one dungeon that I've played this coming season before beta was Algathar. I played in Dragonflight, but I'd never seen the rest of these dungeons before. Been trying out Prez, and those could be really helpful for all the positionals. That's true. That is true. Like Verdant Embrace, even things like Temporal Anomaly, just being able to see like the rough proximity of where your party is could be very helpful. Okay, I'll be honest. Like this dungeon, there are some moments where like big damage comes out of nowhere, and I honestly sometimes don't even know what it is. But we're about to lust this. I need to Thunder Focus Tea. We need to not cleave on each other. Oh, okay. I was about to say, did we not lust? But we did. Okay, we're pulling more. Oh, boy. I don't think that was on purpose. We also are not killing this. Yeah, it was a big old ball of sus. Yes, it's definitely a reset, but it's going to be a plus 16. That looked like a mistake, if you ask me. Also, it was kind of worrisome how much damage was going into the barrel there. So I'd say beta testing isn't too bad before beta close. Yeah, for sure. If you're still on the fence and you have access to getting into the beta, which they've opened up the beta to like everyone or no, maybe not.
The enemy amasses. Show them.
I'm not party leader, so can't reset. Hopefully the party leader resets and then I don't get a deserter. Hello.
Welcome, friend. If you ever need any.
Tank, please. Please. Oh, boy. This is why I hate passing lead. It's so annoying.
The enemy amasses. Show them the true power of the void.
But I want to take a look at the tank reset. I want to take a look at the like calendar to see like what days we have access to what and stuff.
Victory.
Time is money, friend.
He says it is. Okay.
Have a good one.
Need to open that first. But yeah, you guys can see it's like so gloomy in here. I'm gonna turn this light off and make it even more gloomy. It's just a dark, rainy day where I'm at. Can you fall here? No, you can't. I love this dungeon's aesthetic. If you haven't seen it, there's this boss this tier, this raid boss. I forget where in the raid it is, but there's this raid boss that's like really heavily emphasizing like dark and light. So it has this like deep purple and bright like golden aura vibes to it. And like half the raid will be the dark and half will be the light, and like you have to play around with these debuffs and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna finish my feast and then I'm gonna go click the thing. I'm going. But it's really cool. I think it's like one of the prettier bosses they've ever made.
Lothraxian, give up this foolishness.
Okay, so I will pop Chi-Ji preemptively here if more gets
All of
pulled.
Silvermoon in danger. This isn't worth the risk.
I also ideally I hold on to
Maybe a few pieces missing. We have
I hold on to
find them if we're
revival a
going to
little bit
stop
longer into this
Lothraxian.
pool.
Pilot is showing me a critical failure, people, all right. Hurry up those repairs. If we aren't careful, that will be all.
Alright. I'm also not going to defensive this. Instead, I'm going to conduit and use that little defensive. Actually, I was going to say until I get the magic debuff, then I'll defensive diffuse it. So that way I can double dip my defensive where it's acting as a dispel and defensiveness. Yeah, that was so much cleaner. Oh god. Shouldn't have spoken. Alright, how quick does this battery die? Very quickly, that's nice to see. I just think that first go around, we pulled it a little too early. Alright. I feel like the Seer's a fine way to use Chi-Ji. Maybe not. Maybe it was a little aggressive on Chi-Ji. Oh! Don't like that. Is Santa swirly? Oh. So did I. Alright, defensive's up in 40. I think I can just spin this whole pack. I'm going to envelop miss this guy. Okay. I have revival. I don't think we'll have to use. I'll have conduit here in a few seconds. Leave that on the monk. I don't have Cocoon for the tank, but we need to pocket heal the tank a bit. That's so much, like paper thin damage. That is insanity. I literally threw so much at him, he just kept falling over. What the heck? Well, well, well. So we meet again, plus 15. How did he die that quickly? That was crazy. Buddy, I was pumping the heals into you, sir. Well, rest in peace. Do we get a deserter if we just leave? After people leave? We're gonna get my gear on beta servers to test the dungeons. It's very easy. So we're about to port into the main city, and that's where you can find it. But I'll show you. Are you Horde or are you Alliance? Because I don't really know where to find it in Stormwind. But ideally it's like in the main hub. So go to that little fountain outside of the bank in Stormwind. I think it might be there. But you'll see these little vendors that are these giant Tauren. So you can buy like trinkets from the Trinketeur. So you can buy like any trinket that you want. So that's your trinket slot. You can buy your tier set from the class set guy. So you can buy all of your tier set there. That's like most of your slots chiseled out. And then there's going to be some holes. So there's going to be your rings, your weapons that you still need to find. To buy those, you just talk to this little goblin. He's the PvP gear vendor, so it's not ideal. But here you can like search for, like you can just go until you see rings. You buy the rings. You can buy a neck here, so you get neck, rings, waist, and weapon from this guy, I think. And then you get your tier slots from this guy, and your trinkets from that guy. Yeah, of course, Eli. I'm excited to see you popping off on beta. These dungeons are fun. Same setup. You spawn. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. So yeah, wherever you spawn in Stormwind, you'll see the vendors right in front of you. But they're these giant Taurens. You can also you can buy like potions from a guy. There's like enchantments and stuff. I think like gems for your sockets. You'll have to get someone to craft them, I think. But you could just level up your jewel crafting, I think, and do it that way. Not too sure. I haven't really dabbled with like professions on the beta, but I know there are a lot of people that do that. Like they just make gems and stuff for people. All right. The Seat of the Triumvirate, plus 15. Let's go. Let's see if we can get in. They don't have a lust, so I don't think I'm getting into that, to be honest. But y'all see how weird it is to play on the beta? There are certain hours of the day where there are like 10 groups posted. And then like literally less than an hour later, there's maybe one group posted. It's so odd. Like the beta is weird. It really is. Have y'all seen any like big new games coming out and stuff? I know I always miss like big game drops. Like I never am paying attention to what like games are coming out and stuff, but like I know a lot of people really like to like pivot to a different game at moments like this where WoW is just slowing down a bit, you know. Okay, so I think we've fixed our Platinator. We won't really know until we go into like an Algathar, right? Algathar's like the big one with all the minions. Gotta jump, have a good one. Thanks for the stream. I appreciate you, Ceiling Panda. Slay the Spire 2 comes out. What? Slay the Spire 2? I have Slay the Spire 1 on my computer. I used to play this in college all the time. Dude, I appreciate you, Ceiling Panda. Have a great day. I'll catch you next time. If a ceiling panda jumps, how far off the ground do ceiling pandas jump? But also, yeah, they're on the ceiling. And how'd they get there? These are the questions we need to ask. Whoa. 15 minutes on jewel crafting, and you have a ring and neck made plus gems and sockets. Dude, my screen is wigging out. I should not have opened Slay the Spire. I'm closing it. I'm sorry. I haven't played that game in a minute though. But Slay the Spire was so fun. Alright, see, there's a lot of groups posting. I want to do a Wind Runner. Seat of the Triumvirate. Definitely think this is a sneaky hard dungeon. That's a great question, Fluffs. Great question. I suppose they do. I guess I just start my own group. Maybe we just do the same dungeon. Maybe we just keep going into Zenus. Is it Genas? Nexus Point Genas? Slay the Spire 2. I gotta look this up. When is that coming out? That sounds hype. Slay the Spire 2. There's no shot it's real. I mean, obviously I trust Healing Panda, but that's crazy. Announcement, okay. Drop it on a supposed Thursday in March. Okay. That's so Slay the Spire to just say that they're dropping it on a Thursday in March. Got it, bud. Okay, so I haven't really talked about this too much on stream, but I might as well now that we're kind of waiting on a group to form. I feel like gotta fill the space somehow, right? I can talk about Monk and healing and WoW all day. Just ask me questions, get me started, and I'll go all day. But one thing I don't really get to talk about too often is kind of like some other things. And I haven't really brought it up a ton because I'm afraid of how YouTube will try to like shadow ban. And let me just explain. So I have a second channel. And if you like card games, so like Pokemon card game, Magic the card game. Okay, this is a full group. We're just gonna take them. Hopefully they're good. Especially Magic, but also the Pokemon card game. If you like that kind of stuff, it's the card games. Because I've always played Magic. I try to go to every like Magic tournament that I can nearby. It's just hard to. But I started a channel and I've posted like 3 videos. Basically, like 2 were just me opening a box that my mom got me for like my birthday or something. But then 1 was me doing a deck tech. I was like showing my favorite deck on that I have, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of people were saying like, "Hey, I like this. This deck's really cool. Like, can you post the list and stuff?" And yeah, I thought that was really fun. But also, the main thing of the channel is I'm doing this little shorts series. Okay, you know how you could be scrolling on like YouTube shorts and you'll find this like rabbit hole of people opening Pokemon packs or like card packs and stuff. They're everywhere, right? Those videos, they're everywhere. And a lot of them are like unique in their own way. Like there's that guy that's popped off because he does the like, should I open it or should I keep it sealed, which is literally just him opening a pack, but he adds little jingles to it, right? Well, I have put my own spin on this where I don't get to buy packs ever, except for one of you guys did donate and said, hey, spend this on packs to open for your second channel. But other than that, like I never get to buy packs ever. However, I've been on a hot streak lately. I am winning like every local Magic tournament that I've been to for like the past few months, and they keep just letting me get packs as the winnings, right? So I have like a stack of packs that I've won here. So I'm like, what can I do with these? So I've started this little shorts series where well, spit it out. I know, right? I've started this little short series where I pit them against each other. It's the most corny thing. It has like a WWE spin to it. I'm like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, like I do the cringe voice and everything. I'm leaning so hard into it. It's so much fun to make. So if that sounds appealing to you, I do have a second channel. I might link my 2 channels, but the problem is, the reason why I don't really talk about it too often is because I know like some of you would be like, oh, I just want to like show support to this channel. But if it's not your cup of tea, YouTube will see that like people have like subscribed to the account and then not watched any of it, and it'll think that like it's botting. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm very skeptical about like doing that. But if it is your cup of tea, I do have a second channel where we have fun and do. Okay, this guy's AFK. Okay, whew. He's AFK on the claw. I'm just gonna let him. That's okay. I was addicted to MTG in the 90s. I'd be down to play, but I'm so old now, I think it would be awkward. Okay, 1, it wouldn't be awkward, but 2, I doubt you're that old. But that's funny. This guy says, come healer. Challenge. I'm okay. Yeah, I'll let y'all die. I don't accept the challenge. Good luck. That's on you, buddy. I'm just gonna point at him. Slash point. Yeah, drop that AMZ. But yeah, it's a very fun, like those shorts are so fun to make. They're so corny. Like I showed, so my family, my wife's family has a videographer. Like he's very renowned videographer, and he's so good at what he does. And I showed him the shorts, and I was expecting him to be very critical and be like, this is so corny, like all this stuff, which he should have. But he was like, dude, this is actually such a good idea. Like, it started going off like that. I was like, thank you. Thank you. I think they're so fun to make, dude. I made one last night and posted it this morning. I made that and the video I posted this morning on the main channel last night. And I thought they're just fun to make. But I don't expect that channel to do anything. It's a for fun thing. But I'm having fun while I can. Okay. Alright. Challenge accepted. Go. Do it. I trust. Thing is, I can just Sooty Mist him. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait. It's so lit. Okay, you good? GG's. I didn't know all three of them were gone there. Okay. Alright, let's do a ready check. I think their tank's here. Ready check. This is a 4-stack, which you don't see 4 stacks too often on the beta. So I don't know if I should be worried or excited that we get like an actual group. So far they seem chill, which, you know, that's enough to ask for. See, a caster would have been fine there because that's a moment where I didn't have anything to hit. But how often does that happen in a Mythic Plus is the other side of that coin, you know what I mean? See, as a caster Mistweaver, it would be extremely easy to heal that, which clearly is the most important spot of the dungeon. I know, right? I know. I kind of wish that there was just this like random healer challenge. Like, how much healing could you do in this moment? Like, you have 10 seconds to burst healing. There, I think Caster Monk would do okay. Probably wouldn't win. It'd definitely beat Resto Druid because Resto Druid wouldn't have enough time to ramp up. I feel like if you were to pit every healer versus each other, give them a 10-second window where you see who can do the most healing in that 10 seconds. Either Mistweaver, Holy Priest would, honestly, Holy Priest would probably dunk on that contest. I don't think Disc Priest would have enough time to ramp. Yeah, Resto Druid wouldn't have enough time to ramp. Who do y'all think? If there was like a random healer challenge, and you pit all the healers versus each other and said you have 10 seconds to do as much healing as you can, what healer wins that contest? Think of it as like the dunk contest, but for healers. Maybe dunk contest is like style points. This would be more like strength points, right? My money would go on Holy Priest, personally. I think they do very good burst in a 10-second window. They would use all their juice, but that's kind of the point of the contest, is how much juice could you use, or how much juice could you create in 10 seconds. This would be a fun video, hold on. Oh, wait. I would say Prez Evoker. Prez Evoker pre-removal of, like, Prez Evoker with Spirit Bloom probably would have been a good one, too. Dude, this would be a fun video to make. The problem is that you'd have to track overhealing, too, which a lot of Mistweaver's healing just wouldn't happen if it goes to overhealing, you know what I mean? Because Ancient Teachings doesn't heal. Okay, I am getting clobbered. I'm going to have to GG early here, because we had some aggro issues. feel like I never really had that with Prot Warriors. And also, like, what are the parameters of this little competition that you'd have? Because, like, if there are infinite mobs to hit, then I think Mistweaver would have a pretty good shot, because you could just spinning crane kick versus infinite mobs, right? But if you limit it to, like, you're hitting a single target, that's very different. Then I think Caster would be the play for this little competition. Okay, so this little 4-stack has what it takes. We might be able to do this keep. What do you guys think? What is the second channel? Can't seem to find it. So it's LB space, and then whatever that like up and down line is. I don't know what that symbol's called, but it's like the straight up and down line that's like above your enter key. MTG. So LB MTG, but with that little space in between. Let's go ahead and Conduit here. Conduit can act as my defensive and the throughput to get through this dot. Saber defensive. This boss is so cool. Okay, I don't have much healing here. I am going to have the defensive here. I'm glad I saved it. We're going to cocoon the mage. Yeah, because we got that arcing mana on top of these dots. That was a pretty sketchy pool. If I would have had Cheesy, that pool would be fine, but I didn't. Okay. We might be able to beat this next mechanic from the Seer. No, we didn't. This mage is so tanky. I've had so many like squishy mages on beta. Man, that Death Knight soaked that swirly. That got sketchy for a second. But I've had so many like super squishy mages on beta. It's nice to have one that feels really tanky. Did they like buff their tankiness? Oh, that's so awkward. See, upping the size of that boss, it wasn't exactly the thing that I was looking for, but making the size of boss debuffs bigger has helped. I can't see. Yeah, because I can very easily see with this giant debuff. Who has the debuff? Who I need to spot heal? To be honest, it's not that much spot healing that needs to be done. But it is there. It's something that I need to do, right? Get one last blackout kick off. We can also double jump. Get back in if we need to. Make sure that we're hitting these casters over here in their little corner. Let's drink up, get that Shaylin stat charged up again. So on the Warlock, he's in an awkward spot, so we are gonna pocket heal this Warlock. Maybe it's that I'm so used to lusting this boss, but it does feel like this boss is dying a little slowly. I am in a puddle, so I need to be careful, but Healing Elixir comes in clutch. I heard that proc like 3 times there, that was crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a little sus, but yeah, we can get knocked between the... I am going to Chi-Ji here. That's a yikes. This boss is kind of annoying with how often he says the same thing, you know? A good core right is blah blah blah. Also, I don't really like this position. I get why we're positioned here, because when the boss does his big knockback, it's a lot easier to dodge. This positioning is kind of bad, because whenever we have to run out, it's putting us in like a weird spot, you know? We're having to run very far. Yeah, we did lose someone. It was a good chunk my fault. I just wasn't able to kill the heal absorb and the dot all at the same time. That's okay. We shrug it off. I think H-Pow with wings, that's a great point. No other healer can like really turbo buff themselves as much as Holy Paladin. But the thing is, does Holy Paladin popping wings, getting slamming Holy Shocks, lay on hands? Yeah, you know, Holy Paladin would probably, Holy Paladin would be a contender. The thing is, I think it depends on how many, like, the parameters of this little competition. How many allies do you have and how many enemies do you have? Because the more enemies, the better a spec like Monk looks. But the more allies you have, the worse a spec like Holy Paladin looks. Like, I feel like the more enemies you have, or the more allies you have, the better Holy Priest looks than Holy Paladin. But if it were like a single ally, I definitely think Holy Paladin would be like prime in the running there, you know? Yeah, this is much better. These smudges used to be very hard for me to see, but now they are much easier. So I definitely think that was the fix that we needed. That is the leech on him. We need to heal it off. Alright. We are cruising. This next boss is really fun, and we will have lust for it, which is nice. I don't know why, but this dungeon kind of gives me vibes of... Did any of you guys ever play that game Destiny? This dungeon kind of reminds me of Destiny. It's not even like a perfect one-to-one match of the aesthetics, but it's like close enough, right? I feel like the aesthetics are kind of Destiny-esque. Oh! He pivoted that like last second. Touch of death in that. Watch the front. I can't really see where the tank is. Okay, now I can. He's over there. I have revival if I need it. Ideally, I don't use it here. But I will if I need to. We're pressing it. Screw it. Alright. But is this not like a fun way? Like a fun little competition to think of? Like, what healer could burst the most healing in like a little... competition like that. Have a good night. Gotta go now. Work in the morning. Thanks, C. I appreciate you for stopping in. Enjoy your night and have a great day at work tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping in. It was fun chatting with you. Isn't it just a remake of the old Nexus dungeon? Maybe. I don't know. If so, I don't think I played that dungeon. So once again I started in Shadowlands. So if it's a dungeon post Shadowlands, I've played it. If not, I have not. If you're talking about like the old Nexus dungeon, what was the old Nexus dungeon? I'm curious. Maybe I've played it. But I know it's funny. I'm gonna say Asa, but that might be incorrect. Let me know if that's how you want me to say your name. But you know, I made a video. I was talking about this earlier. I made a video a while back when the beta was first starting of me just like doing a don't die. I was doing a Pit of Saran. I was like, dude, this dungeon's so cool. Like talking about it like I had never seen it before because I literally hadn't at the time. And someone commented like, why are you acting like you've never seen this dungeon before? Like, you played it back in Wrath or something. I'm like, dude, I did not. Okay, so this is also a remake of one from Wrath. Interesting. Woo, I have my Life Cocoon finger ready. Very nice. Okay. We have some mana tea stacks. Our mana's looking fine. We have some mana tea stacks on reserve, though. I'm gonna envelop him as the tank. Dude, this guy's so large. It's crazy. Us idiot melees just getting cleaved by that. We're all the same person. We share the same brain cell for sure. Nexus Point Xenos is not a remake. It's new. Yeah, I know there's like Pit of Saran was in Wrath, right? But yeah, I don't remember hearing that Nexus Point was a remake of an old dungeon. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They do that kind of stuff a lot, where they kind of like reimagine old dungeons, which I think is very cool. Or maybe a lot is an overstatement. I've heard that they have done that in the past. Like with what was it, Uldaman or something? Like, yes, they have done Uldaman like a long time ago, but when they did it again in Dragonflight, it was clearly different from the old one. Different enough, I guess. Alright, this next boss is really cool. The downside of this dungeon is like you lust early enough in it to where you kind of are sitting on your lust cooldown for a good bit. Like we had 2 minutes left on lust on sated, our sated debuff, like 10 minutes ago it feels like. So it feels like you're kind of like wasting a lust, especially with this current route that everyone does in this dungeon. So I wonder if there's going to be some like cool developments on a way to squeeze in like another lust maybe in here. But to be fair, you still get the full 3 off, which is, I think that might be the max. So maybe it's a big nothing burger. It just feels like you're sitting on lust for a good bit. And I guess to be fair, I guess you aren't. Gotta centralize myself with a squad there. I just hit the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. Hey, you running Celestial? Trying to learn Mistweaver, wondering how it feels. It feels very good. It feels very good. Highly recommend. It's not so, like, I don't want it to be taken out of context. It's not so good that I think it's, like, broken, needs a nerf. At all. And I am the first person that, of the monk players, I feel like if it were broken, I would be the first person to call it broken. I don't think it's broken. I just think it's very solid. It's, like, a very well-rounded healer. Can pivot to spot healing very well. Has strong cooldowns. I think you can't go wrong with Mistweaver right now. And it's one of those healers that, like, for some reason, the player base just always hates on it. Like, people think it's worse than it is when it's not. So there will always be less players playing it than there probably should be. Here's the... Oh, no. What? What killed them? Hello? Get him up? Dang, that was our lust pump, too. No shot they just, like, died that quickly to the rock. Okay, we got the mage up. Like, I had some... I popped revival? I gave a cocoon out? How did that happen that quick? Okay, I'm gonna lead with a conduit. I'm gonna assume it's the mage. Maybe they stood in those, I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, that was an abnormal amount of damage. I feel like they stood in the, like, death bombs with those guys.
There will be no end to your suffering.
We're fine, though. We are 4-manning this boss, which this boss is one that you want to burn down quickly. Because we're coming into this next phase. I don't have any cooldowns. So we're going to have to kind of wing it here. Gonna keep my hots nice and spread. Tank, I need you to live, buddy. I just had to waste Shaylins on you. I went in way too early. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I'm a stupid person. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they went in too early. Huh.
I won't be satisfied until Lothraxion shares your fate.
Yeah, that wasn't what killed me. I got... Was it a death to a melee? It's a frontal. Okay, so maybe that's... Maybe the tank's not supposed to get in it, right? Or... So those melee swings are frontals. I've never really paid attention to what the tank does, honestly, at this point. Yo, Azil with the follow. Appreciate you. I never really catch the follows because I don't have the audio cues turned on for that. But every now and then I'll snipe you. I'll see you on the left of my screen. See you follow, and I appreciate you.
Show them the true power of the...
Yeah, it looks like I feel like I didn't know that those guys melee in a cone. Then you look at how many melees you took, and there's a lot, and they're all cones. Everyone's dying way faster than they normally do in that. So maybe it is a fact that, like, the tank is not supposed to stand in that, but I don't know. I am I am Zenist out, if I'm being honest. Which hero tree? I was running Conduit, Celestial Conduit. It heals a lot. It's a good cooldown. You'll get some nice shielding in some moments where it's nice to have. Honestly, yeah, I do think Master Farming, I think people are starting to like learn really how to play with it. It does solid healing. But I just, right now, I just really preferred Conduit on beta. I'm going to bounce, so not anything against these guys, but just from the party. Okay. I have to go to the store and have to cook tonight. So I am going to call the stream a little early. I'm so sorry. This was a kind of shorter stream. I want to start streaming more often, but if I'm being honest, like just playing the beta every day is getting like kind of tiring. I am so ready for midnight to come out. And I know once midnight does come out, dude, I'm going to be streaming so much. You guys are going to get so tired of me. I already know it. I'm so sorry. It's from Wrath. It's really old. It is. Okay. Okay, good. But yeah, for now, like for beta, maybe I swap to pre-patch and just start doing some pre-patch shenanigans, because apparently people are doing like plus 28s and 32s over there. So I don't know. Pre-patch is a meme. But I mean, I'm always down to play some beta. It's just, it does get kind of tiring after a bit. You know what I mean? I feel like the beta has lasted too long, and I'm just so ready for actual midnight to drop, right? But guys, I appreciate you all so much. Maybe it's just the gloominess of the day. It kind of just like winds me down sooner, you know? But yeah, I appreciate you all so much. I will be streaming on Friday of the week. Got some videos coming your way. FYI, I can't find your second channel, even searching for the exact name. Could be user error. Y'all have been talking about waiting for midnight to come out for like that's what I'm saying, Brother Bear. Brother Bear plays Final Fantasy. I know, Brother Bear, you dabbled in some WoW. Here, I'll find the channel and send it to you. You dabbled in some WoW, but yeah, we are doing. We have been waiting for it for a minute now. Here, I'm about to post it in the Twitch chat for you, Andarine. But guys, thank you all so much for hanging out today. Dude, we slammed it. Vlad, no, you're raiding. I was literally saying I'm ending stream. Vlad. Okay, Vlad, quick. We have to work together, put our brains together. Who are we going to combined raid? Because now we have to send them elsewhere. Raid, I'm literally doing the outro. I'm so sorry. Vlad, work together. Who are we raiding? Also, you're the GOAT. I appreciate you so much. Hopefully your stream went well, but now I'm so stressed. Oh, that's so funny. How are you doing, Vlad? Nice to see you. That's never happened before. That's so funny. Okay, who are we sending them to? Dude, I still have vigor in my Twitch things. Raid train. Yes, let's raid someone else who's about to end their stream, and then we'll just keep it going. But what's up, Freya? Nice to see you. How do I do this? Okay. Let's go. Come on. All right, we're going to find someone to raid. Now, Vlad, I know you just put in the work to find someone to raid, but now you have to help me find another person. Okay, Vlad has called Zugsy. And you know the best part of all this, Vlad, is it's your call on raiding Zugsy, but I'm getting all the credit, baby. He's going to be like, whoa, like, they're raiding me with so many people, but really it's just yours and my people, you know, like, coming together to raid them. So let's raid Zugsy. I love it. We're about to snipe all the credit, and I'm gonna be so obnoxious in that chat. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't know, it was my idea, and I thought to raid you. But yeah, let's raid Zugsy for sure. Okay, here we go. Let's go, guys. Once again, I appreciate you all so much. The best people raiding together. I agree. Dude, let's do this. Let's go. It's gonna be funny seeing their reaction, and I love that I'm getting the credit. Let's go. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Y'all are amazing. Okay, let's turn on his volume so I can hear. The raid train is so funny.